Hey, y'all. Welcome to Yogi's. To Let's talk about it with Yogi Hamm. I should know that by now. Anyway, we're gonna get to a topic in a minute. I'm Yogi Hamm. It's my garage. I'm gonna give you an update. If you've been following the other videos, that's gonna come into play later. If you've been following the other videos, you'll know about my neighbor who volunteered me to fix everything in the neighborhood. Even though I don't know how to fix nothing, I'm supposed to be working on that damn fence. I've been back here several times, bunch of times, like 3. And every time them damn bushes, them thorns, them daggers, cut me up, 800,000 scratches and cuts and lacerations. Yeah, I know a big word now and then, don't I? But I never did. I look around like this. And they're like, see it back here in the corner? And I'm like, no, I don't. And it was like 4 or 5 weeks. They were like, you ever gonna fix that? And I'm like, no, probably not. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, yesterday, I went over there I took a hammer, a screwdriver, pliers, and a crock pot. And I crawled back behind there. Of course, I got 800,000 cuts on me when I did it. But so I got back there, and I ended up, I shouldn't even brought the crock pot. There ain't no electric back there. So I just took that hammer and just started swinging it around, hitting stuff. Bam, bam, bam. And every now and then I'd say, damn it, like that. Bam, bam, bam. And Ada May and Miss Mildred standing outside the bush. And I'm just swinging, bam, bam. And I said, there. And then one time I slammed my hammer down on the ground, made a big old dull thud, and I said, ha! Made it sound like I hit my thumb, made it more realistic. So then I just gathered everything up. I put everything under my arm like this, and I went out there shaking my hand going, damn it, like that. I said, it's fixed. No, thank you. No, yeah. Ada May said something like, well, you gonna be all right? Something like that. You gonna be all right? I said, I probably will. Kept waiting, walking away slow like this. Waiting for that thank you, Yogi Hamm. Thank you, Yogi. Nothing. I'm bleeding to death. Not a word. You gonna be all right? That's it. Because faked like I smashed my thumb. Had blood running all over me. Nothing for Yogi Hamm ever. But now she got me. We'll talk about that another time. I can't. So we was gonna talk about sports today, but no, now we ain't. I got a complaint about how I say video. You say video wrong. I say video. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? I say the word. I say, hey, let's watch this video. You know what I'm saying? Seemed like a polite thing would have been just to take what I'm telling you and move on. Don't have to correct me. You know what I mean? Remember I don't talk right. I don't talk correct, proper, damn English. I don't. But I tell you what you need to know and you get it. Remember we had to go in class and up on the board they'd have lines drawn and they'd call you up there, you little Yogi Hamm, get up here and draw, put your noun where it goes. And then, you have to put your stuff up there, nouns. You got your nouns, you got your damn verbs, adverbs, proverbs, reverbs. You got your next part there right after that. You got your conjunction, junction. And then somewhere you suppose something about a dangling participle in there. I don't even know what that is. And then you got your outro. So you got your intro, noun, verb, all them, and then the outro. I didn't need that. I didn't need that. I wasn't gonna be a damn, I don't know, well, wordologist. I wasn't gonna be no wordologist. No, you know, languager. I ain't gonna be them. And I don't proverb, but you know what's happening when I come and tell you something. All right, let's say you stand down in front of that damn A&P, and you talking to a bunch of old timers, and everybody's gathered around, hadn't seen each other for a while, and you got to talk about who's married, who's divorced, who's pregnant, who's in jail, who's out of jail, who got their eyeball picked out by a chicken. That happened. I put it in there because it happened. I overheard that conversation. Felt bad for that fella. Anyway, if y'all out there hanging out talking, and I come running down the street, and y'all see me come running, and as I go by, I say, "There's a flood a coming. Better run for your lives." That's not proper English, is it? But by God, you know the important part. You know there's a flood a coming, and you know you need to run. I'm hoping most of y'all would do that. But apparently, because of this complaint, now I know there are people that would probably stand there and go, "Well, now let's wait a minute. Let's wait a minute. Let's see now. He didn't have his verb in the proper place. You had your intro, he had that right. And then you had your verb and a noun in there. He didn't have his dangling participle in the right spot. That should have been right after the conjunction junction. If you stand there trying to figure that out instead of just taking what I said and you'd run, you deserve that. Flood needs to get you. Yeah, it does. It just does. If you can't figure it out, you got to stand there and talk about how wrong my languages is. And when that flood take you down by Hawker Point, you look over there on the east bank, because that's going to be me standing there waving at you. "Bye-bye, dumbass. You should have just ran." Hey, I see your head bobbing down there and just... Bye. Could have just lived. Anyway, I think when you understand somebody, it's important just to let them say what they got to say to you, and you learn something. But you don't got to interrupt them if you hear them say something wrong. You don't have to show your superior intelligence. I don't want me standing there and talking to you anyway. I'm being polite. Because you stopped me. "I ain't seen you in 3 years." I know, when I was working on that record. And then I'm trying to be polite. I'm only talking to you to be polite. And then you go stop. "Well, actually, it's pronounced." "Well, actually, I got to go for a..." Anyhow, just listen to people. You ain't got to correct them. Every time you hear something, I mean, unless it's your best friend, that's your thing, and you do that because it gets you. Anyhow, yeah. Talk to people. You ain't got to speak proper English every single second. And then if you hear what they're saying, just take it. And shut the hell up. I'm going to give you some homework because I forgot to the last time. The song I want you to hear, well, the band is from I think they're from England, if I remember right. The late 60s, throughout the 70s, hits after hits. And the band's called Sweet. You know, like, "This tea is too sweet." I couldn't even say that with a straight face. Sweet. The band is Sweet. The song is called "Love is Like Oxygen." Yeah. Best lyrics ever written. Best lyrics. "Love is like oxygen. Get too much, get too high. Not enough, and you're gonna die. Love gets you high." Best lyrics ever written. The only thing come close is "The Streak" by Ray Stevens. That poor Ethel. I can't even listen. That song bothers me so much. Everything she went through that night, that wasn't right, man. I feel so bad for her. I can't listen to it. It's too sad for me. Poor old Ethel. Anyhow, I'm Yogi Hamm. And if you got something you want to talk about, holler at me in the comments. I keep saying it, and nobody's putting anything in there. I think what's happening is just too many comments, and the YouTube's trying to hold them back, and so that it don't crash the whole YouTube. I think that's what it is. It says I got 9 subscribers. I bet it's more like 900,099 or something like that. Yeah, they're holding it back so everything don't crash because it's blowing up. Anyhow, you want to talk about something, holler at me down in the comments. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. Until then, everybody, be nice to everybody. Damn, everybody going through something, man. Think about that. Be nice to everybody. I'm over and done.